Welcome back. Let's talk to Jeremy Lyon. He's a consultant at Hobart Capital and our very own Rob Double, our political commentator. Morning, gents. Right, Jeremy, kick me off. Market's a little bit weak. Lots of things going on out there. What's on your worry box this morning?
Well, it's more to do with how they're going to try and unwind QE. And the market is really concerned about this. Is it going to be, because if we are going to go into a lower growth rate, therefore revenues are going to be lower for the governments and everything else. And there's not much incentive to boost the economies anymore because we're on flat as anything as far as interest rates are concerned.
Well, we saw a headline in City AM this morning. Quantitative easing is like heroin, says the ex-Treasury boss. And they basically, a former top Treasury civil servant said, in an unusual intervention, Lord Macpherson, who served as permanent secretary to the Treasury, said it's time to move on. But that's easier said than done, right?
Absolutely right, sir. And but on the other hand, he's probably speaking far too much for the truth. And to me, markets have been living off incentives all the time, with very low rates of interest rates, and unfortunately now the prices of property, of all across the board, are being exacerbated by the low interest rates.
So are you on the Bank of America Merrill Lynch wagon suggesting that everything is in place for a major correction stroke top in sort of Q4 this year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're bearish.
I'm very bearish.
What will basically trigger this, or do you think that's...
Well, I said last week it was likely to come first from currencies, from imbalances and then as we get towards the fourth quarter, various countries are beginning to see that their prospects at the end of the year are going to be out of line. And that is what normally creates crises, October, November time. And it just evolves. It isn't one big factor. It's a combination of factors.
Understood. Rob, politics. Theresa May back in number 10.
She is back in number 10. Well, the main story, and looking at the news wires just now, it's being picked up, and I think it's going to be dominating the headlines this morning, is President Trump's comments regarding Afghanistan. Now, in the context of the UK and NATO, he is basically pushing, or has been reported as pushing for UK and the international allies NATO to be committing more resources and more troops back into Afghanistan as he launches a new approach, his personal approach, which is going to be a lot more, we're in it for the long run. So this has been seen as quite significant. As to what NATO and Theresa May will do in response to it is we wait to find out. But his approach is, as he said, is principled realism that would prioritise killing terrorists over nation building. So he's very much, this is a change, I should say this is a change of strategy for Donald Trump during his campaign, and previously he's always said he's been against the US presence really in Afghanistan. So this is quite a significant move, certainly for the UK and NATO perspective, as to what's going to happen next in that region.
Any thoughts on that, Afghanistan, Jeremy?
I think it's a pretty small thing, and I think he's just trying to get away from a lot of other troubles.
Right. Okay, well, it sounds like it's about time that I bought some put options on the market.
Well, you could probably do worse, sir.
Gents, thank you very much indeed.